Morning, everyone. I'm just getting started here. Need to clear away a few emails. Then I'm going to jump into working on the book layout. Hope you guys are doing fine. Thanks for watching, keeping me company. All right, let me grab a coffee. I'll be right with you. All right, let's jump in. I'm all set. I'm gonna work on the monster appendix today. Try and get that finished. The layout and adding the illustrations. Potentially color up a couple of illustrations that have not been colored yet. So yeah, let's just strap in and see if we can get this done today. Should be a problem, I think. Hey, good morning. How are you doing? Thanks for jumping in. How are you? Oh, you're compositing in Audacity. You're making music. I love. I played in a lot of bands over the years, and last year I got into messing around with modular synthesizers. So yeah, I'm a little music freak as well. Oh, sound effects for the campaign. Nice. Nice. That's cool. I like it. I like it when people put a lot of detail into bringing their campaign world to life. I need to write an email real quick, so I'm gonna keep my screen share static for a little bit to not show you guys my inbox. It'll take 5 minutes, and then we can continue doing the graphics work. Yeah, that's great. I think they call that field recording. I do that a lot. I have a mobile recorder and I just go outside, capture lots of sounds, and then it's quite amazing just what you can turn, like, I don't know, forest sounds or, beating some stones together. It's crazy if you tweak the sounds in software. It's amazing what you can get out of it. It's really interesting to make your own beats and music from just everyday sounds around you. So I'm just typing that email. Just give you a couple minutes before I continue with the InDesign work again. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I mean. You can just take things, what, like, I don't know, the vacuum cleaner or a creaking door, and it's amazing just what you can turn that into. I'm almost done. It's almost ready to continue. All right, I got that squared away, so we can jump back into InDesign and start to actually get some work done. Right. Let me know. I've got some music playing in the background. I hope it's not too annoying. Let me know if it's too loud. Sounds fine, thanks. Hey, Prevalence. Good to see you again. I keep forgetting, are you in the USA or are you located in Europe? Or was it Russia? Man, I need to get better at remembering these things. Yeah, I actually just currently I'm using the webcam microphone. It's kind of shitty because I have a professional microphone and like a great audio interface. I just keep forgetting to set it up, so I'm sorry about that. Maybe I can throw a quick filter on it. Is the microphone a little bit too quiet then, or? Let me throw a compressor on it. All right, gotcha. I see what you mean. Yeah. It's not until recently that I started to stream more often, so I really should take the effort to set up a proper microphone. Um, it's just not a lot of work. I just I keep moving my things around in the studio, and then but really it should be easy for me to set up. Let's see if I can quickly grab one. I'll be right back, okay? Don't go anywhere, you guys. Typically the microphone is not really, I mean, that's easy. You just plug it in. It's just OBS with all of the audio settings and audio routings. That sometimes can be a little bit confusing. But I can give this a shot. If it doesn't work, I'm just gonna revert to the webcam microphone, but I could take a minute to see if this works, give it a shot. I work only on Macs, so hey, prevalence, the CR range? That's a good question. I haven't checked actually, but we can have a look while we're working on this chapter. Give me a second to try and set up this new microphone. See if that works any better. Yo, so I'm gonna try and change it on the fly. Hey. Yo, check. Turn on mono mode. I see it. Let me see if I can find it. Is that in the filter section? Yeah, it always does this to me. See, that's weird. It's just why would it do that? Gear in the mixer, yes. Let me try and find it. The advanced audio page. Maybe it looks different on Windows than on Mac. I'm not really seeing the mono option. I'm looking at the audio tab. I'm using Streamlabs OBS. Yo, yo ho. Oh, now I found it. Yeah. Down mix to mono. Yo. Hey, that should fix it. Ah, great. Thanks. I appreciate the help. So, but the big question is, does this microphone sound better than a webcam microphone? Because this is like a $400 microphone instead of the webcam of $50. Sound much better? All right. Yeah, it's, let me see if I can get it into frame. It's a sweet condenser microphone. So that should make my my voice sound all Barry White-ish. Hey. Yeah. I mean, the webcam was very thinny. Yeah. I can't imagine. Should be very good now. Hopefully the volume is also good. I put a compressor on it, so I think that should work well. I eventually gave up on trying to run the music through software. On Windows, it's a little bit easier than on Mac, so I kind of gave up on doing the whole background music properly. But yeah, thanks for the help. That mono thing setting, I just wouldn't have found it by myself. So the question here with the layout is if I'm gonna try and have a single creature on a single page, or if I'm, or not really, because each one will have an illustration like this. So we could either have the next creature start alongside it, or we can do it like this, where it's really just one creature per page and then there's some blank space. So it would be something like this. I'm not sure if there's a typical convention. Yeah, I'm not going to make the illustrations bigger though, because then you kind of lose the scale ratios with the rest of the book. Oh, there we go. I thought it was going to crash for a second. It took so long to load. Yeah, I know what you mean. Overflow onto the next page can be a little annoying. I'm just not a fan when there's a lot of blank space. I can see how it pans out with these. So I'll just play around with it for a little bit. It's just, I don't think we have an illustration for all of them actually. So for some, it's going to be better when they just flow one after the other. Choices, choices. That's just the trick with layout work. There's so many ways to tackle it. think the solution here is that I need a coffee, so I'm just gonna make it real quick. I'll be right back. All right, so I think I'm happy with how these are sitting. So I'm gonna move on to the next spread. It's going to be difficult for this one to fit in an entire single column because of the large illustration. I think there's not really a way around it, honestly. It's too bad, actually. I think I'm just gonna do something sneaky and swap these, because the griffin fly and the knocker we don't have illustrations for. So maybe this will work out. Almost, but not quite. Right, there we go. That works. So this can come back up. Yes, that looks good. So now we can put these smaller ones together. Oh, I think we just got very lucky, and all three here actually fit on the same page. That's fantastic. That's really good news. I think here we need to get a little creative again, trying to fit these. Let's see. Trying to figure out if there's a way for these two to fit on the page entirely. I think it is possible, but I also still want it to look good. It's a little tricky because the illustration has such big wings. It pushes a lot of the text away. It is possible. I just need to continue tweaking it. Let's see what options I have to place the illustration. Maybe at the bottom here. We're getting closer, but still not perfect. Close, close. Yeah, the illustration clearly needs to be to the left for these both to fit on the same page. There's just not really a way around it. So this is what it's gonna be. Just fixing that one sentence there. Yeah, I think this kind of looks good. So all right, on to the next one. Right, it looks good to me as well. So I think we can move on to the last page. All right, just saving a couple of images off screen that I can use in the layout. All right, so we can jump back in. I think we need a couple more pages here, so I'm just gonna make sure that they're linked. There we go. Just going to quickly touch up this illustration just a little bit. Just adding a few more details to this illustration. And then I'll find a nice place for it in the book. Just working on the highlights a little bit here. I think we're nearly there with this one. All right, I like it. It's a big image to fit in here, but let's see if we can If we get lucky, hopefully it'll work out with the layout. Sometimes you just need a little luck. So this is just going to require some massaging to try and make everything fit together. Fingers crossed. Hey, Junek. Good morning or good evening, depending on where you are. Thank you. I didn't do the illustrations for this book. It's we commissioned an artist to do all of the interior illustrations, and I did color a few. But the line artwork is by Daniel Commerci from Italy. He's a really, really good artist. So now the challenge is to somehow make the layout and the text flow all work together with the illustrations. That usually just takes me the longest to get everything to fit. I think with this one, I just need to accept that part of the text is gonna overflow to the next page. There's not really a way around it, which is such a big illustration and a larger stat block. Yeah, he's a great artist and also really, really easy and pleasant to work with. You know, things like delivering on time, so you can actually make your planning and stick to your deadlines. It's stuff like that that's really important. So the focus is not only on, you know, getting artists that can make good looking artwork, but also they can just finish you know, on the timelines that were agreed to. I think I need to redraw that path a little better. Something like this maybe. So I'm drawing a shape for the text to flow around, a curvy shape. I just need this one sentence here at the top to fit here at the bottom. I think we're nearly there. Just one more tweak. And then where are you from, Junek? Yeah, layout work is very complicated. It's one of the most difficult things to do. I mean, it's hard and fun and rewarding at the same time. But yeah, it's hard to do. Luckily, I have some experience with it, so I know how to solve certain problems fairly quickly, and just the order to do things in. Otherwise, to avoid, you know, going endlessly going back and forth, because when you change something on a certain page, you create new problems on the next page. But yeah, it's a very time-consuming process for sure. All right, Germany. Nice, very nice. So we're probably going to be left with a blank page at the end of this chapter. It's unfortunate. Not much I think I can do about it. Well, let's see. Maybe still I have a trick on my sleeve. I think I can add an illustration for the Whisper Ghoul. Just have to find it. It's not colored yet, I think. I think it's this one. It is a little bit like programming, maybe, because it's fairly technical. It's very precise, so it's a lot about configuring rules and then sticking to those rules, so you don't, you know, continue making all kinds of exceptions every single page. Yeah, so it's really very methodical work, I would say. There's a little bit of creativity involved, but most of it is just fairly methodical and precise. I may just quickly jump to start coloring this one up just for fun. It's a little break from the layout, and it's fun for you guys to watch, I think. Or at least a little bit more fun than the layout work. All right. Hey, Amy, welcome back. How are you doing? What is up? I changed my microphone, by the way, so hopefully my voice sounds a little bit better than the webcam microphone that I was using before. Is the microphone still a bit quiet? All right, I can turn up the volume. Probably. Let me know if that is a little bit better. I can maybe crank it up a little bit more even. Yo ho ho. Testing. Let me know if that's better. All right. Just gonna tweak the layout for a little bit. Then I can jump in and color up this guy over here. The Whisper Ghoul. I'm actually, you guys are gonna hate me for it, but I'm actually tempted to get rid of this wiki stat block because it takes up an entire spread and we have no more content to fill it out. And it's not really a super, it's just a tiny creature, 50 XP. So maybe I'm just gonna get rid of it entirely so that we end up on an even spread count. All right, those lenses. Yeah, I can imagine that's very, very tricky to figure out. I can't wait to see what you do to it. I may need to grab a quick bite. I'm noticing that I'm super hungry. Yeah, this is really the last step in producing the book. It's kind of like editing a movie where, you know, just because it's been shot and it may not eventually end up in the final cut. Sometimes it's a bit unfortunate, but overall, yeah, there's a certain page count. You need to end on an even page. Nobody likes seeing a book with lots of blank pages in it. I'm gonna add a few interesting details here that we've not done much in the book yet, but I think it'll be really cool. Just give me a second to look that up. I think the microphone volume is a little bit better now, right? I'm interested if I can copy over things from one file to the other. Doesn't look like it. That's a shame. Let me try it. Try it this way. Yeah, that works. Okay. Right. Okay. Hey, Annie, is that how I pronounce it? Glad you like it. I'm really sweating over these details. It's eating up a lot of time, but hopefully it's worth it. Right. Lots of tiny details. I'm not going to do this for every creature, but this one has a little room left on the page I can dress up. Thank you. Yeah, I think everybody is looking forward to see this book get done. We still need to start on the pocket guide. So we have a little work left cut out for us. It's been quite a lengthy production on this book, but I think the end result is cool. I hope everybody is gonna like it. All right. Just going overboard with the amount of details in this one. Oh well, oh well. Getting lost in the layers here. I'm not going to do this for all of them. But this one looks like it's... Well, maybe I can do it for all of them. Just, let's see what happens. Look like they're torn out of somebody's old journal or field guide. Right. Yeah, it's incredible just how much work goes into a book like this. It's, you know, even just planning the contents, getting all of the artwork made, the writing, the editing. There's just lots and lots of work. It looks so... I mean, it looks so almost simple when you see the finished book. No, it's just there. But nothing just magically rolls out. Everything has to be created from scratch. Not really sure about this one. Just get rid of it. It's actually a nice touch. It does give it a more finished look, I think. This needs to be very subtle, otherwise it really hurts the readability of the text. Maybe I can do a little fade. Feather. Right, nice. Nice. Not bad at all. What the heck? Why not 2 illustrations for this one? There is room. I just need to color them up. There's still, I think, about, I don't know, maybe even 30 illustrations that still need to be colored. So still a lot of work to get everything done. But I just wanted to, at least get the layout work finished today for this one. So we managed to get that done. I don't think I can get all illustrations colored today. I also have a few other people helping out in that department. But at least having the layout locked down is already a good achievement. I think what I like the most is coming up with the concepts for the book. Figuring out how to get original content in it. That's not like the standard that's already out there. So I think the creative brainstorms with the writers and planning the content, I like a lot. I also like the layout work because that's when just, you know, plain Google Drive text documents start to look like an actual book. But at the same time, the layout work is also the most taxing, I think. So it's kind of a little love-hate relationship, maybe, where it's the stage where things actually start to look like a book, but it's also it's so methodical, and you need to be so precise and so concentrated all the time. It's just a little exhausting to do, I would say. So yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of the wiki creature. So just don't tell anyone. Bye-bye. Right, so the layout is done. I'm gonna grab a quick snack, and then I can probably, I think I can maybe color up a couple little illustrations. There's also a few sections of the book that still need the layout finished. So I'm gonna quickly check our spreadsheets with the progress in it to see what parts of the book still need doing. I want to try and compile a first complete version of the book this day so that it can get reviewed by the backers. And I think I still need to tweak a few specific chapters before I can do the complete update. But that'll be an exciting moment when for the first time we can get to compile a first complete version of the book. So today is actually pretty big milestone now that I get to think of it. So yeah, I'll grab a quick snack sandwich. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Yo ho ho. Welcome back, thanks. I do need to munch these, so excuse me. So I think what I'll do is maybe just open up every single file in the book and start really finishing the nitty-gritty things. And then I think we need to still proofread certain sections of the book. And we still need to process some of the feedback that the backers posted in the preview PDFs. But in terms of layout and everything being present and accounted for, I just want to run through all of the files real quick. Just trying to tie off all of the loose ends. Right, so let's dive in. Just need to write an email real quick. Give me a second. I keep misplacing my stylus, but I found it again. Right, so introduction of the book. Yes, I need to make this artwork here at the bottom right. It has a certain overlay effect, and it doesn't work in all PDF viewers, so I'm just going to redo this effect a different way. So for that, I'll need to go into Photoshop. And we're going to create a custom page background just for this page. Photoshop seems to struggle a bit. Maybe I have one too many applications open at the same time. Struggling a little bit to get the same effect going. Or at least looking very similar. Yeah, I have both InDesign open, the live streaming software, Photoshop, and some bunch of random stuff as well. I think this looks good. Now it's just about the transparency to get it to blend in a little bit. So I'll save this as a new file, jump to InDesign, get rid of this one. And then replace this image with the new file. All too easy. Right, there we go. Well, it looks fine to me, actually. Yep, this one looks good to me. So I think the only thing is that yeah, I think it's good actually. This opening illustration is not as colorful as how we colored some of the other ones. So I may return to just exactly how we've colored it, but the layout wise, it's good. The credits page also looks good to me. There's one big thing I still need to do, but I'm gonna do that the absolute very last, which is the table of contents. So I don't want anything to change at all, like page numberings, etc. So that's likely just gonna be the very last thing we do. So I think this is just fine where it is. So bye-bye. I'll return to these later. I ate 2 sandwiches and I'm still a little bit hungry. Right, this one is colored. So I'm gonna relink it with the colored version. Colors need a little bit of tweaking, so I'm just gonna do that now while we are at it. Turn off the white background. There we go. Got a little confused there about how the layers were set up, but this is good. Just gonna make a few tweaks to this illustration. Yeah, add a color gradient overlay to the tree so it's a different shade at the top versus at the bottom. That creates a little bit more interest in the image, I think. It's just not all just one solid slab of brown. I'm gonna paint in a few white highlights to put the attention on certain areas, like little edge highlights basically. I like these small guys standing there near the bottom. Well, yeah, this is the first book that we are doing in this style. So previously, for example, the Remarkable books, Remarkable Inns, Remarkable Shops, etc., the interior is mostly pencil line artwork, whether it is digital or actual pencil. Looks like these faded kind of old school sketchbook things. And with this book, we had a black and white line artwork artist do all of the illustrations. And then at the very end of production, right, like a couple of weeks ago, we decided to start coloring them all up. So I've done a bunch, and I've had other artists come in to also color up some of the illustrations, because it's like, I don't know, 60 or 70 pieces of artwork that all need to get colored. So for the past weeks, it's just been crunch mode, getting all of the illustrations colored up. And since this is the first book that we're doing in the Wondrous Expeditions series, or it can become a series, we are now pretty much establishing the style of what all of the next books are going to look like as well. So it's interesting that what we're doing now basically is the template for more books in this series. Right. So let's see what that looks like on the page. So we'll jump back to InDesign, refresh the image. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Lot of work. I think I'm gonna add a gradient to the top so it fades out into the page background a little bit more. Also helps to give it that maybe a little like a foggy feel at the top. So with the gradient, without it, I think that's nice actually. Here we go. Maybe a little bit more highlight where these small folks are, maybe like rays of sunlight hitting through the trees like that. I like that. So let's relink this image as well with the color version. The compass. With the little inspirational quote going on there. Right? I like the way that looks. Sweet. Yeah. Looks good to me. Let me run this through a spelling checker real quick just to be sure. Passive voice. I'm okay with the passive voice. All right. Maybe I can add a... Let's see how it looks. Hoi. Oh, dat is goed.
Ik neem aan donderdag strijken, anders hoor ik het wel.
Ja, dat is goed. Ik zal even kijken welke klusjes er zijn.
Is goed.
Dankjewel.
Doei.
Doei. Not sure if this adds anything or maybe more of a distraction. I'm not sure. All right. So on to the next chapter. It's a big one. Let me import the linked text document. It'll take a while. Right, I'm gonna relink this one with the color version. If I can find it. Give me a second. All right, I need a minute to download that file. All right, let me copy it over real quick, and then we can add it in. Now it should show up. Yes. So I'll need to tweak the background color so it's doesn't have these sharp edges, sharp edges around it. So let's jump into Photoshop. Just take a minute to tweak the illustration. Kind of take a moment to touch it up a little bit. I'll save a copy layer so I can always go back to the original, but I'm gonna fade out the edges here a little bit. Give myself a little bit more room to work. Gonna go in and paint some white highlights just to bring the focus more on this guy here at the front. Like some little highlights playing. I really like putting in these highlights. Really feels like the finishing touch is right. So thanks for joining in. Feel welcome to say hi in the chat. If you want to just lurk, that's totally fine as well. Yeah, the white highlights really make it pop. It's like this finishing touch that really suddenly the whole thing falls into place. It's the rug that ties the room together, you know? Just gonna desaturate this guy in the back a little bit. So he draws not so much attention. Right, I'm gonna pull it up into InDesign, see how it's sitting there. Should be better already. Just may still need a little work. I can probably fix that with a gradient effect around the edges. Gradient feather, radial. A little less wide. See, that helps. That definitely helps. Cool, I like that a lot actually. The only thing I'm not 100% happy with is these big clumps of leaves in the background. Just gonna see if I can make those a little less in your face. I'm gonna highlight his trousers a little bit more. Currently they're pretty similar to the background. So I want this guy to pop out just a little bit more in the foreground. Gonna get rid of the background a little bit here. Just masking off the section. And now I can come in with an eraser. Gonna do the same here. Right. Let's dive back into InDesign, see what it looks like. Okay. Not 100% satisfied yet, to be honest. It's a very detailed piece, so it just takes a little bit more effort to get right. I may also quickly try a recolor. Just subtly. Gonna give everything a pattern overlay with a little bit of texture. That helps to bring it all into the same universe, kind of like a unifying filter. There we go. I think that definitely helps. It's actually looking good. Oh. It's a little too heavy on the scaling. Yeah, why not? I like it. So there we go, guys. Maybe I'm gonna try and give that statue, only the statue, a little bit of a color overlay. So I'm quickly make a selection of the statue only. There we go. Copy it onto a new layer, add a gradient, color gradient. I like that actually. The blue tones. So without it, with we could maybe do like a little effect where the lantern is giving off a glow. Maybe it's a little too much, but we'll have a look. So maybe then the whole piece works better if it's if I recolor it into a nighttime look. I don't know. Let's see what that looks like. I don't know. I think it looked better the way we had it before. Just gonna add a little bit more highlights to the statue. It's really the centerpiece of the image together with the traveler. Right, I like that. So let's shave. Cool. Righty. I think that's done now. Sweet. All right. Let's have a look at this chapter. Just hey, I'm still alive. Yes. Welcome, Artemis. How are you doing today? Quickly checking if somebody already colored this illustration, so I'm not redoing it accidentally. Just doing something off screen, checking our spreadsheets. I think this one is fine. Let me just double check if it's not already been colored. Give me a second, my computer is freezing up a little bit. Trying to get it back up running. Right. Oh, oops. Sneak preview there. Yeah, I'm tempted. Continue with the layout. I think that's the best, and then come back to color all the artwork later as a single pass. So I'm just gonna scroll through the chapter, see if I spot any remaining errors in the layout. or unfinished things. Somehow this illustration seems tailor-fit for this place. It wasn't planned like that, but it looks good. You just come back to color it later. Just having a look at every single page to see if I spot any more mistakes in terms of layout. Missed a few small things there. This one is colored now, so I can relink it with the colored version. All right, need to go in there to tweak that background a little bit. See if that works a little bit better. It does. Still needs a little help I think it needs to be a little lighter, because when printed it will show up a little darker as well. I think I'm going to try a color overlay, a gradient with this one. Just so it's not evenly colored. I like that. I'm going to add some of the white highlights again. Just trying to see where the light would hit to create a nice little highlight and point of interest. Just makes the image pop a little bit more. Right, let's load it up one more time in the book. Gonna use a transparency at the bottom to blend the image a little bit more into the page, so it's a little more subtle. I think that's just what it needed, so it looks good. Looks good to me. Okay, looks good. I like it. Let's move on. Yes, that looks good to me. Not sure about that one. Maybe makes everything a little bit hard to read. Got about an hour left to stream, then my kids are home from school. So that kind of means the end of my workday. So I'm just going to try and get as much done as I can. I appreciate everyone watching and lurking. It's kind of nice not having to work on my own, to have you guys around. All right. Yeah, so this chapter looks good. It mainly needs just the remaining illustrations to get colored up. Other than that, I think it looks quite good. All right. Yeah, it's not really a purpose. That's because books need always page count at a divided by 4 or a multiple by 4. And in this case, it just happens to be that there's just no more writing. And you cannot have the page count end on an uneven number. That's just impossible with bookbinding. So you either figure out a way to add more writing or artwork, or you need to get rid of 2 pages instead of 1. So sometimes it's unavoidable to end up with 1 blank page. Not ideal, but I may figure out something smart eventually to maybe still add something there. And welcome, by the way. Yeah, thanks. It was a very technical answer, but yeah, it has to do with a book page count. It needs to be multipliable or divisible by 4. 2 pages side by side is called a spread. And basically you cannot, except for the first and the last spread of the book, they always need to have 2 pages basically. Yeah, the book is turning out really nice. It looks great. I like it as well. Okay. Right. I think that one looks fine as it is. That may be a little bit too large. Somebody left their coffee on the table. Yeah, nice. It adds a little something to the background. Just gonna add some white highlights to this image just to add some final detail and interest. Right, I think that should do the trick. Yeah, looks nice. Nice. Yeah, so far so good. when I'm done with this one, I'm gonna end the stream for today. I gotta prepare to get the kids from school. But we managed to get a lot done, which is great. We're really now down to the last finishing touches, so I'm confident that I can compile a complete version of the book today. That is very close to final. Thanks. Hope you had a good lunch and enjoy the rest of the day. Take care. All right. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Say hi to the rest for me. When the whole COVID restrictions lift a bit more, I'll visit the Eindhoven office again. It's been a while, right? All right, so we're at the end of this chapter. Looks good to me. Again, I'll need to come back for a last pass to color up all the illustrations, but the layout looks good to me. So that's another big section of the book finished. I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for watching. If you're not already following, consider following the stream. I'm gonna be back tomorrow again for, I think I can stream pretty much the whole day. And yeah, this book is coming together nicely. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And until the next time.